Esri India has been promoting the use of GIS for a very long time. We have invested a lot of efforts in building a repository of Indian data in the form of living atlas, as we cater to the users in India as well as outside India. So government sector is very large for us. I would say something like 70% of our revenues come from government customers. We work with a fairly large number of universities and degree granting colleges.
True.
uh, Close to 1,000. So if we look at the number of people who graduate, the number is very small. The demand is much larger. So the objective here is to train about 1 lakh students each year and inculcate a research-oriented thinking in them. It's a large, ambitious project.
Hello and welcome to WGIC, the World Geospatial Industry Council. Our guest today is Agendra Kumar, Managing Director, Esri India. Agendra, thank you so much for this conversation. Welcome to WGIC Podcast.
Thank you, Bhanu, and my namaste to all your viewers. It's a pleasure to be here with you and have some discussion about geospatial technologies and what impact they can create.
Esri India is a representative of Esri Inc. in India, rather, as you said, more than a representative, right? Besides, Esri India has been providing end-to-end solutions and consulting services since 1996. Would you like to share at a high level your relationship with Esri and the range of offerings you offer?
Okay, so there are, see, as you said, the relationship is very old, and Esri has a very unique business model. So they have a set of companies in every country which are owned by someone local, either a local company or individual or people, so that people who understand the business, who are at the ground, they run the business. So that's a model S3 evolves, and it's been working quite well for many years. So we are S3 India has been promoting the use of GIS for a very long time, and apart from the ArcGIS product offering, which is evolving as the years go, as the technology gets more and more advanced, we have many new things which have come up in ArcGIS. Things like site scan for drone data processing, reality for making digital twins, a lot of AI and machine learning features. So a lot of things have come in this ArcGIS platform, and as the computing and networking and processing power increases, I'm sure we'll be able to add a lot more functionalities in the years to come. So that's one base of information about S3 technology. From Esri India's perspective, I think we have invested a lot of efforts in building a repository of Indian data in the form of Living Atlas. So Living Atlas is a cloud-hosted platform where open data, which is published by various government authorities and departments, that is curated and made available to all the users at one site, so that they don't have to look for a lot of common data sets which are required in day-to-day work. These are like boundaries starting from village level, village, district, state, international boundaries, pin code boundaries, ward level boundaries, then railway network, rural road network, soil information, forest information, weather patterns, uh, agriculture. So there are lots and lots of data sets. The number is more than 1,000 now. So that's a huge change which has happened over the years, because this initiative is something about 3 years old, and it sort of helped us in accelerating this with the new geospatial data guidelines and the policy which has come in. So more departments are willingly sharing the data for the common good. So that's a good advantage which we have taken from the new policy environment. Other thing is we recently announced about base maps and APIs. So SV's base maps are very popular. A lot of organizations use these base maps. And they are so popular that today, if you look at, we get 6 to 8 lakh, access from 6 to 8 lakh unique IPs and more than 200 million requests per month. So it's a huge usage which is happening. And we also provide commonly required APIs like JavaScript API uh, and routing API, geocoding API. So all those APIs are made available as a part of offering to make to give more value to users, and they can start integrating these in their applications. So that's some of the things on the Esri side. And the other side, if we look at, we also have started giving these base maps on premise so that it's not accessed always through cloud. So if there is a need to protect the data within the organization, then it can be accessed through on the premise itself. Apart from this, we also have very strong partnerships with two other organizations, Schneider and NV5. So Schneider partnership is also very, very old, and we work with them closely to provide solutions in the utility segment. And we have ArcGIS, they have ArcFM. These two work very, very well together. And it's a unique combination which is serving our customers in electric distribution, gas distribution very effectively. NV5 is a company which has a very good technology for image processing capabilities. So today, what has happened, a lot of power has come in ArcGIS itself, but as the technology evolves, the NV product which which we offer, also is evolving, and it's able to do more and more complex tasks, integrate all kind of data. So we have those couple of more important partnerships where these are complementary partnerships and give more complete solution to our users.
True. Thank you so much for this elucidation. I want to understand how is Esri India unleashing the potential of geospatial data and the latest innovations in this technology and to transform the way businesses across the sectors are working and maximizing their impact. You have mentioned how Esri India is building a huge repository of data set as well, but I want to understand how is the implementation part of it. Say, for instance, an enterprise-wide GIS implementation, maybe an example can really help.
Yeah, so let me just talk about two or three things. One is that making more data available and helping people use it for making good decisions.
Yeah.
So we have a technology offering, we call it ArcGIS Business Analyst. So it's a flavor of ArcGIS, but the differentiating factor here is that it comes bundled with more data. See, Living Atlas data is common, available to all users. DA
I
data is
see.
slightly different because these
Mm.
are a lot of them are business users. So their challenges are where to find the space for the next store, how to reach out to larger population, how to understand the market better, how to fare better against competition. So the data which is relevant for such commercial decisions is a part of business analyst offering. So these are like better point of interest information, some more demographic data, many other data sets which are required for decision making in retail, manufacturing, and other spaces like insurance. So the data sets which are relevant for decision making, they are available as a part of business analysts. Other thing, what happens is that as we go towards expansion of use of GIS, organizations shift to the concept of web GIS.
Yeah.
Uh, Web GIS basically is setting up a system. It could be very well within the organization where data and applications are hosted together for use by wider set of people across the organization. So that you create a sort of platform for everybody to come and use the capabilities of GIS, share the data, make some map, make some reports, and share across. So this is the many we have many users of many people who implemented WebGIS in the country. Then the next important step is use of GIS in business workflows. So here also we have numerous examples, but now that you have asked for a particular example, I can talk about a telecommunication company. So
Mm.
from the time they planned the new telecom network, they looked at GIS as a backbone of their whole implementation. So starting from collecting the data about potential users, what will be the network components, like where will the tower should be installed, and they don't all towers are not of the same capability. They have different, I would say, in my language, small, medium, large kind of configuration. So what kind of tower should go? What is the bill of material? Who will ship the bill of material? Who will install? Who will commission? Who will test? Who will put it in production? Then how's the network growing? Where are the calls dropping? What can be done? An acquisition of new customers. So the whole workflow is based on GIS. Once somebody implements like this, then they get a true potential of the GIS application and the data. But that potential is realized, which is very, very important and brings enormous amount of efficiency in the system and also cost saving. So, I mean, this is a story of Geo. And they also presented, they also shared the successes they have achieved by using GIS technology. In fact, they were able to launch 5G countrywide in a really very short time by using GIS, and they're quite expert in this area.
Thank you. Fantastic example to showcase how GIS can be effectively utilized for a nationwide a network. On that count, is this a kind of a managed service that Esri India is providing, or are these different? Can you just help me understand your managed services as well?
I mean, managed services, the offering has been designed to cater to the user base who are not very expert in managing either GIS infrastructure or the IT infrastructure. Uh, so these are the organizations, and they are in both government and private sector both. So we typically, I mean, we have a bunch of things here. We provide them cloud. We have multiple partnerships here. We have partnership with AWS. We have it with Azure. We have with Railtel. So and we are cloud agnostic in a way. So we can provide the cloud. We can build the applications. We can host their data. We can integrate the data, and we can provide the IT part, and we can manage the IT part associated with the GIS applications. So we have a center here which is designed to provide 24/7 managed services, because we cater to the users in India as well as outside India. So this center is in Jasola in New Delhi. It's a nice facility working around the clock.
Okay. So, Agendra, you mentioned about how companies are implementing this at scale, and there are certain enterprises or a cross-section of enterprises which are looking for solutions or partners that help them remain competitive without the additional cost of ownership. How is Esri playing a partner to organizations who are looking for this kind of solutions?
Yeah. So there are customers in different, I would say, different levels. Some people believe in having everything on premise. So that's what works best for them. And many of them have capabilities of setting up their own GIS department and managing everything. Then there are certain organizations who want to own the software but host it on a cloud. So some of them manage the cloud on their own. Some of the such customers try to come to companies like us who have expertise in this area and take our help in managing that infrastructure. Then there is another type of customers who do not want to own anything. They want to pay as per the use, as per their consumption. So for them, we have recently announced a platform as a service offering, which is offering hosted in India, and it will be managed by our people here. So here, customers can sign up like for 1 year, and based on their likely usage, they will get an estimate of what kind of fee they will have to pay over 1 year. It's of course based on the actual consumption, but there will be some initial fee for registering for a PaaS platform, because we set up the whole lot of things for them. We allocate resources, all those things. And later on, about the consumption of various IT components and content, they can pay based on their usage. So that's another kind of thing. It will be probably it'll be ready for delivery to customers in next couple of months.
Right. But in all these expansive set of implementations, how is Esri India combining location intelligence with the predictive power of artificial intelligence these days? Any success story or a recent implementation that you would want to cite?
So there have been a lot of use cases which have come up in last 2 years or so. And we have a very good team, and they are able to understand clients' requirement and find suitable models and train those models for their particular data sets. Uh, so these are a lot of them are in agriculture and related fields. Then some are in the urban areas and variety of other applications. Some are in object identification in different situations. Um, and so, those are the kind of analysis of traffic prediction. What will be the traffic at different point in time? Where do accidents take place? How to reduce the number of accidents? So there are a number of use cases which have been created for or created and enabled for customers so that they can get more value out of their investment in our technology. And I think this is growing quite well. So, let's see, in geospatial, it all started from a feature extraction in a satellite imagery.
True.
If you look from there, I think we have come a fairly long way, but I think a much longer path is yet to be covered. Uh, the different kind of data comes. There's some amount of automation in terms of identifying objects, but I'd say that's the first step. I think there's a whole lot of ecosystem which needs to get connected with each other to get to the true potential of returns coming out of AI and ML technologies.
Okay, thanks for this insight. I want to ask you, my next question is about how you're servicing the government. Government is your biggest user, right, in the country. Tell us about your offerings, anything specific tailored for the government sector, and how is Esri India enabling governments to become more agile and facilitate transformative services and governance to the citizens?
Yeah, so government sector is very large for us. I would say something like 70% of our revenues come from government customers. And this is at all levels, central government, state levels, and cities, urban local bodies. So we work with many state governments, and these are a variety of applications. Some are common in most states, some are unique because every government, every bureaucrat thinks in their own unique way, and they have different issues to address. But there are a lot of urban local bodies where we engage and they are getting true potential of the GIS. For example, we have GMDA here, Gurgaon Metropolitan Development Authority, and we have Hyderabad also, Hyderabad Municipal Development Authority. So now they cover but many departments in the ULB, and they sort of become a nodal arm for implementing GIS use cases and applications. So basically what happens is they know what the challenges are, they know where the data is, they try to bring that together, and then either our people or their people in some cases, the people are quite proficient, and wherever they are not, we help them out in learning because we want them to be self-sufficient. So that's a model. So after training and some handholding, they start building applications and managing on their own, and they are able to address the problems which directly impact the citizen. These are things like better facilities planning, uh, drainage systems, water supply, street lighting, some safety and security kind of applications, and things. And if they, some of them call it asset management, because if they manage their assets better, it results into better services for citizens.
True.
So, I mean, the industry has been using asset management as a very common term, but it's a very, very deep term which has a lot of meaning. Whether you go to a port or you go to a railway station or you go to a utility, if you are managing the assets better, I think it impacts the customer's customer as well. So that's one part. Second is we have a lot of partners who help in data creation if required, and we help customers build the platform for collaboration and sharing of data. So that's a unique value proposition that we provide as a part of our technology, because after being just a system of record, once you get all the data, the next step becomes a system of collaboration. So share that data among people, build applications that people across the organization can use, and expose some applications and some data to people outside the organization. For example, urban local body or a municipal corporation, they can open data about water consumption, property tax, property records, so that citizens can use that for just to for their own convenience. So these are some of the things, and land records has been a very important subject both in rural and urban areas. So these are some of the uh, kind of governance related use cases that we have with the government organizations in state and center.
Thank you, Agendra. Thanks for sharing a number of examples on how you're enabling governments use this wonderful technology. Uh, One of Esri India's portfolio offerings is for the education sector, right? Can you share how Esri India is assisting educational institutions with resources and trainings, and how are these shaping and contributing to the growing adoption of GIS in professional and business ecosystems in India?
So we work with a fairly large number of universities and degree granting colleges,
True.
uh, close to 1,000, I would say.
Wow.
Okay, so many of them use our technology to teach either a part of geography courses or civil engineering courses. These are the most common areas where some level of GIS is being taught. Then we have another category of institutes. I would say there'll be somewhere between 40 and 50. These institutes run some kind of a mostly master's program like MTech Geoinformatics. Few of them have BTech also, BTech Geoinformatics also. Uh, Now that is where the more relevance starts coming in. So these institutes, when a student goes through the postgraduate program in geoinformatics, uh, when they complete that, they should know quite a lot about GIS and image processing and all the terminology is, associated with that, different kind of data sets, how to integrate, how to build those applications. And nowadays, they also learn about AI and machine learning and data science and all those things. So it is happening. So so the important thing here is, so if we look at the number of people who graduate, the number is very small. The demand is much larger. Okay, so that's a good part. If more people graduate, they will get jobs. The difficult part is that this field is not so popular that people take it as a first choice. So usually there are two kind of students who come. One who are truly interested in geography. So they look forward to joining one of these top uh, geoinformatic colleges and learn there and then join companies like us to build a professional career. Then there's another kind of people who look at this as, okay, let me do this and see what happens. Uh, so we are trying hard to change this situation. So first category is fine, uh, but we want to promote it and make students and their parents more aware about geospatial field. So we do a number of things. One is that we make it easier for the institutes uh, to have software so that they can teach students. So we have this, which is called institutional agreements, wherein a large number of licenses is provided to the institute so that every student can have license on their own laptop and they can work on their own. They can do projects just out of interest. So all those things. So it's an annual license which we provide at a very, very low price, extremely low price. So that makes the teaching and learning easier at the college level. And to address the other problem of getting more people interested, we are running a program which is called MMGEIS, Master Mentors Geo Enabling Indian Scholars. So this is being run by Esri India in collaboration with Center for Knowledge Sovereignty. So these two organizations we have collaborated, and it's a totally free program for students. The input is from 8th grade to undergrad level, and it's totally virtually delivered. predominantly through 20 minutes videos which are hosted on our platform. And then there is some reading material, and there are multiple stages. So stage one, they will go through some part, and then there'll be quiz, then stage two and quiz. And as they progress, the shortlisted students will get to directly interact with some of our master mentors. And master mentors are one is Sri A.S. Kiran Kumar, former ISRO chairman. Then we have Dr. K.J. Ramesh, former DG of IMD, and Lieutenant General Girish Kumar. He's the former Survey General of India. And we have about 25 other mentors from government and private sector to speak to these students and answer their questions and inspire them to take research in the geospatial area. So the objective here is to train about 1 lakh students each year and inculcate a research-oriented thinking in them so that they not only use the apps which are running on GIS, but they also think how these were created, what goes behind these things, what more can be done with GIS. So hopefully some of these students will go into research direction, create some IP, file some patents. So India will probably progress in the list of countries. If we are able to make India slightly higher, I think we'll consider ourselves successful in this. It's a large, ambitious project. Another thing which we do is we sort of facilitate GIS Academia Council of India. So it's a council which is made of different professors from all these colleges, mostly the colleges who offer a postgraduate program in geoinformatics. And it is chaired by Dr. Shailesh Nayak. And the objective here is to create a framework for GIS education at the university level, bring it to the current level of technology, and continuously re-evaluate and evolve that framework. So it's a framework. It's not a set of books. It's a framework that what all it should cover, so that institutes can plan their programs and introduce new subjects if it's required, so that the students who come out of colleges, they are more employable. Uh, when they go for interviews, the companies find them, useful and readily, ready for employment.
That's a big gap, right? Having
That's a big gap.
the right kind of skills for employment, right? And I really commend for all the work that you're doing to build up the pipeline, to build the right skills in the student community and all that. Again, my last question is about Esri India's association with WGIC. And Esri India has been one of the founding members of WGIC, right? And how has been the journey in the last 6 years? And how do you see the role of WGIC evolving over the next few years?
So yeah, it's a quite a unique body at the global scale. So I would say
True.
it's a think tank of people who have long experience in this field, and they are from different subsegments of geospatial. All right, so
Yeah.
from imaging side, from other hardware technology side, from GIS side. So there are a number of people who have come together. So it's a good community. Whenever there are meetings, I think a lot of good information is exchanged, and it brings the global thinking in the community. So people with varied experience, they have experience of working in different countries, and all that knowledge comes together, which benefits other people. And like I have seen in India, there are efforts to take Indian companies to expand business in different geographies. So that's a good value that members get out of this kind of association. Now, in the future, I think if WGIC can help in sharing some of the you know top of the country level programs
Mm-hmm.
and the benefit which came out of, like for example, if UK ran a program
Yeah.
and some real benefit came out, then
Mm.
if that can be shared across, I think it will have additional value for a larger community. Though I often see the the survey and mapping agency, UK Cadastre, to participate in meetings. But there could be some things in agriculture, something in healthcare. But those are the areas which will have a higher impact.
Yeah.
See, the biggest challenge which we face today is in terms of improving the agricultural efficiency. addressing the changes of the climate change and sustainability issues, and then working on the healthcare, better healthcare for people. So if some of these kind of things can be shared, it can be a lot good additional value.
Okay. Thank you for those suggestions. And congratulations for the fantastic work Esri India is doing. And I wish you all the best for 2025.